Hey YouTube, Pokemon Designer here. Just letting you know off the bat, ignore the stuff behind me. Just background noise. Today I'll be I will be teaching those of you who don't know how to install a G36C collapsing stock this'll onto a Tippmann A-5. Now, as obvious as it is, most gun stocks are installed the same way. It's very simple installation. All you do is remove these back two pins here. Some may be harder than others, it's depending on how old your gun is. Get one pin out. This pin always gives me trouble. Then being really making sure to be careful. Find a way to pull this out without completely pulling out the spring like I just did, leaving both the spring and the pin still in. Then you just make sure you get the spring inside that hole. Push it in, line everything up, and just push the pins right back in. So you may or may not need two hands depending on how often you do this. But there you go. It's my Tippmann A-5 with a G36 collapsing stock. Sorry about that. So there you go. Since this was a very short tutorial, I might as well teach you how to install a double trigger onto the Tippmann A-5. So I'm gonna go ahead, unfold this really quick, and we're gonna figure it out. Let's remove this from the area. You're gonna need is a 1/8 inch Allen wrench, which comes standard with Tippmann A5s, as well as a Phillips head about this size, so it can fit into these two spots here, three spots, sorry. Let's go ahead and get my instruction sheet out, as well as the double trigger, since I haven't even opened this yet. If you buy it and there's one of the staple things on it, please try not to stab yourself with them, because I do not want to be held responsible for this. So there's the double trigger. There's the trigger, as well as the whatever it's called, guard. That's it, guard. Now, I haven't done this before, so this is going to be a first time for all of us. All you do is you remove, my bad, this push pin here and this push pin here. So you go behind, just push them out. This is one of the older models, so it is a lot harder to get these pins out than the newer ones. Oh, I should have just left that pin out. That'd have been helpful to know sooner. I'm gonna use the Allen key really quick. Okay. Sorry for stopping the video. Had to find my Allen wrench. Couldn't remember where I had it. You're gonna go ahead and undo this with your Allen wrench. See if I can even set it in right. You're just gonna undo this bottom part here, I guess. I'm gonna try to move through this fast since I'm almost out of time here. Well, should I say short on time, really. Maybe I'll have to make this a two-part process. Wow, this bolt is long. Make sure all the parts come out nice and neat like this. Okay, so we're going to take this off, I guess. Yep, we're gonna just go ahead and take that off. We're gonna push out the safety through this side over here. Okay, so what we're going to do next, I still haven't gotten this fully figured out, but we're going to unscrew these 3 screws here, here, and here. You know what, I'm just going to save me time, I'm going to, probably going to, actually, you know what, no, I'll just videotape it all because they're coming out really fast. Sorry if I pull it away from this screen a couple of times. I can't really see what I'm doing. Also sorry about if the wind is causing any crackling in the audio quality. Crap. Okay, now that we've gotten all that off, you're going to go ahead and just pull the 2 halves apart, then pull that out, and reinsert the new one, just by placing it in that hole there, and just placing it in these 2 spots like so. It'll probably give you a little bit of trouble because it needs to be bent to this. Ah, crap. I'm going to pause it. Okay, so I finally got it all set up. We're going to go ahead and screw in the top half first. We're going to just screw it in by hand a little bit first, so that way we can screw them all in faster. And we're going to go ahead and re-screw all these back into place. Make sure they're nice and tight so that way it can't come apart during in game. Especially these 2, make sure those ones are the tightest of them, so that way your guard don't come off. Okay, so you're going to take your old trigger assembly, which we pulled out of the back right here. We're just going to pop this off right there. Pull this out. Make sure you don't lose that spring, by the way. Let me grab that really quick. Now we're going to make sure none of these bolts fall out either. There's so many parts of this, I don't know if I can do it. Okay, so what I was doing wrong was I was trying to put this trigger in before the spring, but what you do is you hold the spring while you put the trigger in, and then once you have that assembled, and if you didn't drop any of the bolts or anything, you're going to go ahead and put this back on like so, and hopefully not dropping any bolts here either. If any kind of come out, just kind of push them back in a little bit. If you have a little bit of a nail, push it back in with the nail, with your fingernail. You also have to lock that in place. Okay. Then after that, you're going to go ahead and just throw the trigger assembly back in the handguard. Put the safety in. Then this part's kind of hard. It's easier since this is locked more in place. But you're just gonna kind of like slide it on up, lining it up. You might have to wiggle it, but you also might not. Let me find my bolts. Okay, so you're gonna take your 2 bolts and just put them right back in the hole. Holes. Then the last thing you need to do, just go ahead, line that back up, screw it in a little bit to keep it in place. There we go. Now you can go ahead and get your Allen, your 1/8 inch Allen key back out, and just put it back in place. And make sure to get it in nice and tight, as to not let this slide off while on the field. But also don't tighten it too much, that way it doesn't break any plastic. And there you go. There's your Tippmann A-5 with your, with whatever stock you have, and your new double trigger.